I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Josh Pate no ball. I ain't gonna lie, this is a pretty good list. Say what y'all want. All I'm gonna disagree with is John Mateer. But to each his own. He's very high on him. He thinks he's gonna have a good career at Oklahoma. Much respect. But when we look at a talent perspective and we look at the potential of a guy, DJ Lagway is a top tier quarterback, right? It's just going to be a matter of health. And I know what you're going to say. Well, he didn't put up the best numbers, Notch. He had 9 interceptions, barely over 50% completion percentage. Like, I think it was around the 60s. Lagway's that dude, though. And I agree with him. I think he's going to establish himself as a top-tier quarterback in college football. So, Pate is spot on, bro. I think he really cooked with that one. Mateer, like, I've seen some of his film. He's decent. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. But I would replace him, obviously. With at that part right there. I know we haven't seen a lot of them. I'm gonna put Arch Manning, bro. I like Arch a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put Arch Manning number 2. I think you can't really do a list if he's not in your top 5. Right now, obviously it's the top 4. I know what you're gonna say. Well, he's not proven, Nas. You don't have the stats. Y'all, we know Arch Manning's that dude. We know he gonna put this college football world on fire, bro. Come on. What are we talking about? He's a top quarterback. Obviously, I like Klubnik here too. I'm gonna keep Klubnik. I'll probably move him in Sellers. Move Sellers to 3. Put Cade Klubnik 4. And I think Cade don't get the respect that he obviously deserves. Now, we talked about yesterday with Clemson and obviously them potentially going 16-0. Obviously, Dabo and obviously the Clemson crew, they want to do that, be one of the first teams in college football history to do that. To each his own. They have the team and the squad to do it. But I think Cade has taken some lumps in his career early on, and I think he's figured it out. I think he's a guy you can depend on. I think he's a guy that you can run the ball. Not run the ball. You can throw the ball 35, 40-plus times, and he'd be just fine. But what's crazy is they're going to be so balanced, which is going to really help out their play-action game with him, Wesco, Williams, and so many more on that football team. When you can thump it with Randall, and you got Cade Klubnik that can do the play-action, good luck. And I think Lenoris is good, too. Lenoris had a great year last year. All SEC third team, preseason, all SEC. He's got obviously better, this past offseason. He's been continuing to throw the ball at a high level. You know what I'm saying? He's honing in on his craft. I think he's a top-tier quarterback as well. You know what I'm saying? So I would move him above, obviously, Klubnik. And obviously, he beat him head-to-head as well. So you got to take that into consideration, too. But Klubnik, as I said, is slept on. But that would be my top. But like I said, this list, I give him a B+. This is a pretty solid list. Like I said, Mateer is the only one I would throw out of here. That's just my personal preference and who I like. Lagway 1, I like Lagway there. I'm going to go Arch, Lenoris, and then I would go Klubnik 4. I know what you're going to say. Where's Garrett Nussmeier? Oh, my gosh. Hey, bro, look. Let me see him win the big games, y'all. Let me see him go beat Florida this year. Let me see him beat South Carolina at home. They won last year in, obviously, Williams-Brice Stadium. Y'all are 100% correct. But let me see him do it consistently, especially in a tougher part of their schedule. He didn't do that last year, y'all. They had like 3 consecutive losses against like Bama and all those teams. Let me see him win them big games, and then we can have a conversation. I know he threw for 4,000 yards. I know he threw for nearly 30 touchdowns. But let me see him do it with less interceptions, over 10-plus interceptions last year. Let me see him do it without obviously turning over the ball so much. And there you have it. But solid list, man. Pate be cooking, bro. B+ list. I like it. Comment down below what you think in this top 4.